let's get it. Let's look at this Obi-Wan Kenobi poster for a minute.
Yes,
Okay,
absolutely, because it's
let's
sick.
look at it. I want to first off. I've had this thought since the logo came out, and I am just in love with how his lightsaber is the eye in Kenobi. I can't get over it.
Mm,
I
mm-hmm,
absolutely love
mm-hmm.
it. Oh, and his logo is very reminiscent of the prequels logos, like with
Yeah,
the
it's
lines.
cool.
Have you noticed that? Absolutely
I've
love it.
noticed it now.
There you go. Disney is releasing the first episode on May 25th, 2022. 45 years to the day that we were first introduced to Obi-Wan Kenobi. Old
It's
Ben
awesome.
Kenobi. It's so exciting. In this poster, we see Obi-Wan on a desert with these waves of sand
Mm-hmm.
over here. Dark clouds in the sky. Twin suns behind him.
Yep.
Twin suns behind him. And he's got some old raggedy robes on. Looks very unprofessional, if you ask me, to be honest with you. We see a beard. We see Ewan McGregor rocking the longer hair. You know,
Oh
he's
yeah.
he's this tattooing hermit now, and I'm here for it. I think this is awesome. Very minimalist, and he's holding a lightsaber. Right? He's holding a lightsaber. I want your thoughts on this lightsaber because it looks familiar.
It does look familiar, and it does not look like the one in the logo specifically. So
It does
you made a
not.
really good point, and I had not zoomed in enough to like notice it until you said something about it. But if you take your phone or your computer or whatever, and you zoom into that picture, and you zoom in and you look at the lightsaber, you can't see a ton of detail on it, but you can see the silhouette of the lightsaber, and it has a very distinct silhouette. And what you see is you see that little right at the top of it where the actual blade would come out. There's that little guard that kind of sticks out, almost like at the top of a spoon, right? Like it kind of comes off from the side and goes up.
Maybe
And if
that's
you
why it's
look
there.
right, yeah, exactly, it's for eating. But if you look at Obi-Wan's actual lightsaber, it does not have that piece. And so you ask
Not at all.
yourself, what lightsaber has that? The answer: the lightsaber that once belonged to
To Rey
Anakin
Skywalker.
Skywalker. Oh my gosh, get out of my mind.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Back up with your build up.
Yeah, yeah. The lightsaber that belonged to Anakin Skywalker. So he's walking around the desert with Anakin's blade. Like, I
Yeah,
wonder, like, is this just an image that they're showing because they can show whatever they want because it's Disney, right? Or
they
like,
can
is
do
he
that.
using Anakin's lightsaber? I'm so curious
Oh,
to know. Like,
dude,
right?
like, what if he uses Anakin's lightsaber in the show like multiple times?
Yeah, he might. Like, that might be what's happening. And I just thought about it, but do you remember? You probably remember when in Force Awakens, Rey opens the box and the lightsaber's in there.
Yeah,
And there was this whole like weird thing where she had the
flashback.
visions and flashbacks and all that stuff. Is there something that happens between,
In those,
you know, between Mustafar and Force Awakens that like attaches something to this lightsaber, and does it happen in this show? I wonder if there's some weird like thing that Obi-Wan's gonna do, because we really don't know the plot. We don't know like what he's going to
oh
be
my
doing.
god!
Oh gosh.
I say that phrase for a reason.
Okay.
So I just googled Rey's lightsaber vision from The Force Awakens because
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
hadn't thought about this till you brought it up just now,
Yeah. I hadn't until
and
I started talking.
I found this article from 2016. Right, so this is
Mm-hmm.
the year after Force Awakens come out, and this article is breaking down her vision, and there's a lot of things in there we just never got answers to. Oh my god, it's happening. What? Okay, so there is an image in the vision, and this could be explained. Oh my god, there's a vision where a woman who we believed this whole time to be Leia handing or getting handed Anakin's lightsaber by like a very young hand, right? And I'm gonna put it in the docs for you so you can see what I'm talking about.
Yeah. It's
This
been a while. I
picture,
haven't watched that movie in a long time. Oh,
great movie,
right.
but
Yep.
here's the picture. What if that is like from this series? Like, what if they, and that's like Luke's hand as a child, and
What?
maybe that's his aunt, or like maybe she's like taking it away from him. I don't know because they clearly don't want him to live this life,
Uh-huh.
Luke, right? Like it's
Right,
very
right.
clear from episode 4 they just are against Obi-Wan, whatever. But maybe this incident is before they hate Obi-Wan. Like what if this is that? Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
what if like because you got to think about it. If Obi-Wan is going to train Luke to use the Force because he would, right? Like
Yeah,
wouldn't
maybe he
wouldn't that be what
tried.
he does? And so maybe he goes and visits Luke as a kid. What?
There are some Star Wars comics where he does visit Luke a few times, and then there's an incident, and Uncle Owen like bans Obi Wan from coming around again. And
Uh-huh.
I can't say it's canon for sure. It is, but the shows have a way of sometimes forgetting about those.
I
But
never
so
thought
I don't
about
know
that.
if.
We might that I never thought about the fact that we might see Luke as a kid in this show. We probably will, right?
Yeah, I didn't think about it either, but
Because in all
it would be
reality,
a
like
great.
what else is he doing on Tatooine?
He's just watching Luke. That is literally it. So
Exactly.
you would
That's all he's
we
there
would see
for.
that, right?
Mhm.
So I did see that this show will leave Tatooine. We will go off
I
of Tatooine,
figured. Yeah.
which is good because we just had a whole show on Tatooine and it didn't end that great.
Yeah, and it
So
was
I don't.
a I kept thinking I was like, are we not like going anywhere because of budget? Like did we just not did
No,
we not
because
have the budget to leave
they
this
have
place?
a whole set literally that they designed themselves that can take them to any planet because it's all screens. It's not a blue screen. It's not a green screen. It
Uh-huh.
is literally a digital screen as a
Yep.
background. Like no, there's no reason. This is no. They make so much money. They make so much money. They are building their own cities, and I'll get into that in a little while because that is some other news. So we will get into.
Uh-huh.
But no, I just yeah, we have to see Kid Luke and Vader's in this show too. He's
Yep.
not coming back to Tatooine, right? So where does Obi Wan go?
No, right,
Like, does
because
Obi?
we know that Vader does not go to Tatooine because he would have found Luke and he would have done something. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
if Obi-Wan and Vader interact, it has to be somewhere else.
Do you think you don't think Obi Wan goes back to Mustafar, right?
I bet they do. Right? Wouldn't that like that's where Vader is, right?
Yeah, he's got his
That's where we see
castle.
his big old thing, that castle thing that he's got.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would
What?
bet money that Obi-Wan ends up there.
What? Do you think like
What if their goal, all right, hear me out. What if the
okay,
goal, and they
okay.
were like, look, if we're going to bring Obi-Wan back and if we're going to bring Hayden Christensen back, the goal is we have to create a better lightsaber fight
There's
than
no
what we
way.
get in
You
episode
can't.
3. What if
But I think they
what if
did
that was
say that.
their
I think they did
what if
say
that
that they
was
were
their
going
mission
to.
statement?
I don't. I think that those were people that have never seen Revenge of the Sith.